don't smoke a cigarette. It is Saturday afternoon, supposedly the day of rest. And in recent days, I've been listening to and watching Dr. John Hagelin, who is a physicist, scientist, who's attended some pretty high-level science, physics type of conferences. They've got, I think he's involved with Scientists for Peace movement as well. And he's been talking a lot about black holes and entanglements. And the last question posed on his page was, does consciousness extend beyond a person's brain? I suppose the relevant thing then is, how is it possible for someone to, quote unquote, read your mind, be telepathic with you, clairvoyant? But as a starting point, I must say that I did see a black hole one day. Now, for me, the black hole originated from a study of Vedic scriptures and so on, plus a field of relativity where one could say that a new creation, a new universe was created, or 2 or 3 or a trillion. And I was able to see a black hole, and it was quite interesting because I'd never seen a black hole 3 feet away from me. Now, the problem instantly was that the BBC in Britain objected strenuously to a non-showbiz type of experience. If it wasn't for the BBC, you'd never have heard of the Beatles, for example, and so on. And they reacted immediately and started talking about black holes and so on and so on. But Dr. Hagelin points out that, well, you'd have to listen to what he's saying, points out that we do have individual lives and experiences and points of view, and so on. And that's just about all I want to say. And that's just about all I want to say. Well, I suppose I could a lot of the people who run societies have no, say, comprehension of physics, of metaphysics, apart from the occult, and the things they do aren't always just for pleasure. Like, for example, John Hagelin, talk that I listened to this morning was on about something that a relative of mine who came, had to do with a black hole, who'd lived in Sweden, apparently, when the Swedish Prime Minister, after going to a picture theatre with his wife, no bodyguards or anything, was shot to death by some junkies, and so her 5 dimensions, but Dr. Hagelin, the physicist, in that last talk was saying, yes, but if you view us as two-dimensional, but there is a boundary. Now, he's not talking but there is a boundary. Now, he's not talking about a cricket ground, but you can if you wish cricket game. We're saying that you can look at it in terms of we are two-dimensional. This physical form is two-dimensional, but there's a boundary to it. And the boundary creates 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dimensions. And it's a good idea too. The other thing I was pondering is how my mail over a number of years has been tampered with. There were big tamperings and there were little tamperings. If you wanted to start anywhere, it involved a German heroin importer who was employed by lawyers, that Jackson Brown's lawyers, guns and drugs. A lawyer employed her, stood over her, got her to go someplace for 7 days to, socialize with the gangsters involved, make contacts, show that you're on their side for 7 days. And so the problem they created was to send an anonymous letter with 7 graves. And so the joke about Dr. John Hagelin and also Linda Eastman and a few other people was that, I won't go into the joke. The black hole, when I saw that black hole, one black hole, the BBC almost immediately attacked. Why is that? They're total show business. In one way, they control the political ideology in the United Kingdom. You see, and the United Kingdom at one level is no more than a police state. In Australia, their aim and ideal was to have a police nation. These aren't people who stand around and talk about how the universe was created, apart from certain secrets in Vedanta and Hinduism, which aren't necessarily true or correct. But you never hear any of these politicians talk about anything, not even something spiritual, but they never talk about anything such as advanced physics or physics research or the power of the mind. Their point of view is you are only the work you do. A Marxist, a communist, a socialist point of view. But they impose it on the whole population, and one of the byproducts is a lot of crazy people. A lot of crazy people who don't know why we're here, what life is, does it have a purpose, why do things appear to be random. But I was talking about the mail being tampered with. The other day, when I noticed certain things going on, felt like writing a congratulatory letter to the new Pope, who uses the name Pope Leo. And I think I wrote to him about that when a younger brother, Simpson, was allowed to drive a brand new, I think it's called a Leo or Leone car. Because the last time he tried to drive a car resulted in a hit and run. Taxi went through a red light. A big national Australian pop song was Hit and Run. And some local genius did a song. I'm on a highway to hell. But that's a street address, isn't it? Mail tampering. Examples. Well, I won't give an example. I'm too tired. It's been quite a long day. Princess Grace. I've worked at a place where I've seen tens of thousands of birth details, and it's not very odd or strange that people are born on the same day. The birth rate at one point in time was like 10,000, 20,000 a month or something, because it was done nationally, not just in South Australia. And so that's nothing unusual about people being born on the same day. But certain types of people want to pick a date and use that date for, say, when someone is born as a huge point in history. And that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just the way some people get into history. I was thinking that Princess Stephanie, the internet this week has shown photos of her mother, Princess Grace, after her car crash, and she really looked as if she'd been quite severely damaged, particularly around the head, and it was almost unrecognizable. But my theory is that the postman saw a stamp from Monaco, because I'd written to say I'm deeply distressed by the coincidence of Princess Grace being killed on my father's birthday. And I think the postman, as it happened for 40, 50 years, took note of that Monaco postage stamp. And the next thing you know, 10, 20, 30 years later, the daughter who was in that car accident, Princess Stephanie, had some children, which, a lot of women, the only thing that girl, and some women don't want to arrange for Princess Stephanie, to record some pop songs. Some of the lyrics vaguely came from a 10-page essay I wrote. uh, about astrological business, planets, quite grace, not grace, slick, grace. And I don't know how they got a hold of that 10-page essay to be able to give Princess Stephanie lyrics, either very specifically or vaguely, taken from that essay. It seems more than suspicious now, because if you look at what was going on then, there were an awful lot of drug-related killings of religious people, such as, or attempts from all sorts of people, including the Prime Minister of Sweden when a relative was there. But as Dr. John Hagelin was saying, she was complaining that she's not two-dimensional. And so Dr. Hagelin, as a physicist who also knows something about meditation, but that's strictly physics, did explain why it might be better to think of yourself as two-dimensional with boundaries. Like, I have a boundary. My skin is my boundary. It keeps germs out and viruses and so on. And that will just have to do. So, good afternoon, 5:05 p.m.